Hello, how you doing today? My name is Spectrum Dominus, and I will be your breaker this evening on this What's in the Box Wednesday, episode 17, where we're doing NFL football Upper Deck 1991, looking for Brett Favre rookies, Joe Montana 3 times cards, Ricky Water rookies, all sorts of good stuff, as well as possible holograms, possible autographs, very unlikely, but it could be in there. I want to thank you all for being here for episode 17. If you happen to notice that my shirt is the same as episode 16 and episode 15, that's because I filmed them all together. Trying to knock them out as I have a lot of stuff coming up and don't know that I'll be able to film them on Wednesday, but I will be posting them each Wednesday in succession. So keep watching, watch the previous ones, watch next week as we do 88 score. Well, more about that at the end of the video. But for now, let's get our gloves on and let's get going. For those of you new to the channel, we have our benefactor. His name is Sugar White. You also hear me call him Stu from time to time. He likes to buy boxes and send them to us for What's in the Box Wednesday. And what he does is he says, hey, listen, open this box for me. These cards, I'd like a copy of. Anything else that's in that box or any doubles of those cards, you can keep. So we open these boxes. It's free inventory for the store, which you can get by buying eBay auctions, which we post on eBay. If you see something you like, you can put it in the comments, and I can sell it to you individually or part of the eBay auction. But he gets the cards he wants. I get the cards I want. It's a win-win for everyone. So today we're doing 91 Upper Deck. I'm pretty excited about this box. Let's move on to our break scene here. Let's get us open. And let's go. All right, so as of last week, we started to pull 2 of the packs. We're taking 2 of the packs. We'll pull them randomly. And of those packs, what we do is we put them to the side over here, and those will be opened on our Instagram account, and we make one video and we put it on the Instagram account and the TikTok, so you can check that out. Oh, look at that! We're going to add this Joe Montana card is a box bottom. We're going to cut this out for him and add it to his collection. I have a little collection of box bombs over there for him, so we'll make sure he gets those as well. But we open those on TikTok, so there's a variety of different stuff being opened on TikTok. If you look at our old TikTok and our old Instagram, you'll see a long string of the same things being opened up again and again. And to change that up a little, I've decided to start keeping 2 of the packs from this and just randomly opening them up as well. So check out our Instagram. You can find that information below in the description. But here we go. I got them split into 4 stacks here. We will open the stacks one at a time. Here we go. 1991 Upper Deck. Rather than rip these, I'm going to use the scissor because I don't want to damage cards. And right off the bat, we have Aerial Threats, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. That is not one of his desired cards, so we're going to send that to me. Then we have Jeff Hosteller for the Giants, Richard Dent for the Bears, Fred Barnett for the Eagles. We got an Ernest Byer, Team MVP, a Steve Tasker for the Bills, Boomer Esiason, Team MVP. Why, they did throw these all backwards and forwards. Tim Harris for the Packers, Hayward Jeffries for the Oilers, Carnell Lake for the Steelers, Kelvin Martin for the Cowboys, and Wade Wilson, that is Deadpool right there, for the Vikings. All right, so anyone who knows me knows I collect like the stars of the time. Anyone that I consider a someone I collected back then, or just someone I collected because I liked, even if they weren't a star, I'll throw it up to the top. Every once in a while, I will find a guy that like sits in that area where it's like you could consider him a star, especially if he was from your team. But I call him a mid-carder, kind of a WWE wrestling reference. And so I saw like two in there, like the Hayward Jeffries and the Ernest Biner, stuff like that, Boomer Esiasons. Any of those could be collected. If I was a fan of those teams, I definitely would have collected those guys. But none of them, I feel, are quite star enough. They're just under star enough for me for them to matter to me. All right, aerial threats, Dan Marino. Oh, Bo Jackson. Nice. It's his fourth-year card. I was just wondering. I knew it wasn't his rookie. I just wasn't sure how far it was. Pat Swilling for the Saints. James Lofton for the Bills. Wayne Haddix for the Bucks, I guess? Yeah, Bucks. Okay, I'm a Buccaneer fan. I don't even know the guy who's my team MVP. Checklist. Neil Anderson for the Bears. Clay Matthews for the Browns. Eugene Lockhart for the Cowboys. Then we have a Billy Joe Tolliver for the Chargers. A Derek Fenner for the Seahawks. And Percy Snow for the Chiefs. Bo knows. Bo does know. At least that's what I'm told. He knows not to go to the Bucks is what he knows. Jerk face jerk. Although the more I hear about that, the more I think the Bucks are jerk face jerks. But that's a whole nother story. All right. Aerial threats. Is that Joe Montana? No, Steve DeBerg. I wasn't sure when Joe Montana went. Steve DeBerg. There's Neon Deion Sanders. Boomer Esiason, base card. We got William Frizzle for the Eagles. John L. Williams, team MVP for the Seahawks, it looks like. There's a Thurman Thomas, team MVP. Steve Young for the 49ers. Alton Montgomery for the Broncos. Drew Hill for the Oilers. Johnny Holland for the Packers. Aerial threats. There's Joe Montana again. I don't know why I asked. Joe Montana aerial threats. And Joe Montana career highlights. Now, sadly, this is one of the cards. Not sadly, it's one of the cards that Stu asked for. It's one of the cards Stu wants. He wants to collect all the Joe Montana cards. But you can kind of see when I get the light flashing on it, there's a line right down the middle, like a crease in the card, right down the middle of the card. So I'm hoping we can get a dupe of this one for Stu, because that is sad that one of the cards he wants is not in the best of condition. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, and it's a big one, too. This is what he's looking for. This is his favorite all-time set. I do love this set as well. It's the Game Breakers hologram set. And this is why we wear gloves. Because this would... I have several of these cards as well. And these things just scratch up easy and fingerprint so badly. That is such a cool card. I love these cards. And Barry Sanders, one of the best in the set. So that's a nice hit right there for Stu. We got aerial threats, Warren Moon, Shane Conlon for the Bills, Neil Anderson for the Bears, Keith McKellar for the Bills, Jerry Rice, team MVP, Jim Lachey for the Redskins, Andre Rison, team MVP for the Falcons, Ernest Givens for the Oilers, Vinny Testaverde for the Buccaneers, Ricky Sanders for the Redskins. Aerial threats, Joe Montana. Oh, the other one, Dan Marino. And Harold Green for the Bengals. Well, that's a good sign that we hit one of those game breakers just a few packs in, 3 or 4 packs in. I'm not sure exactly. I think we're on 4. Yeah, that was the 4th pack. So that's pretty cool. Now we've got a Randall Cunningham aerial threats. And I'm looking at this, and this also has the line right down. This one actually has 2. I wonder how many of the cards are like that. Because I see there's a spot right there in that Troy Aikman as well. That's sad. There's a dot right there in the middle. Troy Aikman, that's my guy too. Felix Wright for the Browns. Rodney Holman for the Bengals. Anthony Miller, team MVP for the Chargers. Tom Rathman for the 49ers. We got a team MVP checklist that has, it looks like Montana and Marino on the cover. We got Mike Horan for the Broncos. Jim Arnold, kicker for the Lions. Bobby Humphrey for the Broncos. Aerial threats, Warren Moon. And then Joe Montana. And again, the lines right down the middle. Trying to get it so it shows on the screen. You can you can see it best right there. That line right down the middle. That's so sad. Such a good set. Such good cards. Didn't notice a line on the game breaker, so that's something at least. Yes, I do find it weird as well. And this one as well. I wonder if they're kind of all like that. The whole thing is like that. Not every card, but most of them. All right, Jim Everett. Greg Townsend for the Raiders. James Francis for the Bengals. Henry Ellard for the Rams. Rod Woodson, team MVP for the Steelers. Ernest Biner for the Redskins. Anthony Thompson for the Cardinals. Sean Jones Roger Craig for the 49ers. Steve Christie for the Buccaneers. Sean Jones for the Oilers. Aerial threats, Steve DeBerg and Stephon Page, and Al Baker for the Browns. I just realized that on those aerial threats, I kept just saying the quarterback and not who the receiver on the card is. And really, only in the Joe Montana case does it even matter, because it's Jerry Rice. But I suspect that Houston Oilers is probably Hayward Jeffries. The other ones, I don't know. I have no clue. Nick Bell, star rookie. That's one of the ones I chased back then. I remember that. Mike Saxon for the Cowboys. Reggie Langhorne for the Browns. Dave Fulcher for the Bengals. Johnny Johnson, team MVP for the Cardinals. We got a Carl Meckenberg for the Broncos. Aaron Wallace for the Raiders. Steve Atwater for the Broncos. Chris Spielman for the Lions. Leonard Smith for the Bills. Aerial threats, Randall Cunningham and Keith Jackson is tight end. And Carl Zander for the Bengals. Part of me wants to grab that Spielman and the Atwater, but I think those are just a little bit under my keep level. A little bit under what I keep. Definitely mid-carders. All right, we got a rookie, Randall Hill, star rookie for the Miami Dolphins. Ronnie Harmon for the Chargers. Keith Millard for the Vikings. Jerry Gray for the Rams. Randall Cunningham, team MVP. We got all these cards turned around. We got Icky Woods, doing the Icky Shuffle for the Bengals. Reggie Cobb for the Buccaneers. I think that's a rookie card. I'll have to look into that. Carl Banks for the Giants. Johnny Johnson for the Cardinals. Wes Hopkins for the Eagles. Aerial threats Jim Everett and Henry Ellard. And Thane Gash for the Browns. All right, that's one quarter of the way done. All right, first card again, another rookie. It's got scratches right on his face. Like, not even those lines. Like, deep scratches. Very deep scratches. You can see it right there. Bruce Pickens, star rookie. Probably would have kept that one, too. But that's all right. Marion Butts for the Chargers. Jerry Robinson for the Raiders. We got a bunch of cards, so let's turn them around. I just saw one of my all-time favorites. All right, Jay Hilgenberg for the Bears. Everson Walls for the Giants. Bert Grossman for the Chargers. Tony Stargell for the Jets. Otis Anderson, team MVP for the Giants. Lawrence Taylor, there's my guy. Marion Butts for the Chargers. Randall Hill for the Dolphins. And Morton Anderson. Don't collect a lot of kickers. I have a couple. Morton Anderson is not one of them, although he is definitely one of the all-time great kickers. Definitely would not consider him a mid-card kicker. Just, unfortunately, a kicker. Oh, there we go. And this one, oh my goodness, look at how bad that one's scratched up. It's got the fold down the middle. It's got the scratch down the front. That's the ×3 that he's looking for, and that's in terrible shape. All right, we got Mark Clayton for the Dolphins. Warren Moon for the Oilers. Jim Breach for the kicker. Eugene Robinson for the kicker. For the Bengals. For the Seahawks, Eugene Robinson. Vince Newsom for the Rams. Ian Beckles, radio personality Ian Beckles for the Buccaneers. Merv Fernandez for the Raiders. I guess I didn't switch them all. Irv Pankey for the Rams. Jeff Bryant for the Seahawks. Anthony Miller, team MVP. And Chris Carter for the Vikings. Oh, man. Please get another one of those tries. All right, we got Eric Turner, rookie for the Browns. Steve Atwater for the Broncos. Broderick Thomas for the Buccaneers. We got Irvin Randall for the Buccaneers. Anthony Carter, MVP for the Vikings. We got a lot of turnaround cards every time. Upside down and turned around in all sorts of ways. All right. Mike Singletary for the Bears. Mike Saxon for the Cowboys. Irving Fryer for the Patriots. Eddie Murray, kicker for the Lions. Rod Woodson for the Steelers. Richard Johnson for the Lions. And Gerard Bunch, rookie for the Giants. That was definitely one of the ones I chased. I remember Gerard Bunch. All right, we got Greg Lewis, running back for the Broncos, rookie. Roger Craig for the 49ers. Rolando Turnbull for the Saints. We got every card turned every which way. Every card turned in a different direction. All right, Greg Townsend for the Raiders. Terry McDaniel for the Raiders. Jim Harbaugh for the Broncos. That's not a Bronco, that's a Bear. Ernie Jones for the Cardinals. Pat Lee for the Jets. Dan Marino, team MVP. Leonard Marshall for the Giants. Alvin Harper, rookie for the Cowboys. Ended up being a Buccaneer later. Definitely was a chaser. Guy was opposite Michael Irving during the time period the Cowboys were winning the Super Bowl. So, Reuben Mays for the Saints. I believe he has 2 Super Bowl rings. I don't know if he was there for all 3 of their Super Bowl wins. I'd have to look that up. All right, NFL rookie Todd Light for the Rams. Bobby Humphrey for the Broncos. Al Toon for the Jets. Bruce Armstrong. Henry Ellard, team MVP. Brian Hinkle for the Steelers. Monty Coleman for the Redskins. Mel Gray. All right, Troy Aikman. Reggie Roby, punter for the Dolphins. Did he used to be someone? Oh, later he is something else, I guess. Mel Gray, one of the greatest kick returners ever in the game. Eric Turner, Browns rookie. And Mark Carrier, wide receiver for the Bucks. A lot of these still have that line right down the middle. All right, we got a star rookie Chuck Webb for the Green Bay Packers. Ricky Sanders, yeah, that one's going too. Ricky Sanders for the Redskins. Todd Marinovich for the Green Bay Packers. Steve DeBerg for the Chiefs. We got Greg Townsend, team MVP for the Raiders. We have cards galore. We have Val Sikahema for the Cardinals. Jesse Small for the Eagles. Todd Mandarich for the Green Bay Packers. Shane Conlon for the Bills. Alan Pickett for the Oilers. Keith Van Horn for the Bears. And Greg Lewis, rookie for the Broncos. All right, come on. Start hitting some of these cards. Ricky Waters, Brett Favre, Joe Montana. Well, we hit the Joe Montana, but let's hit the Joe Montana again. All right. Aaron Craver, rookie for the Dolphins with lines down the middle. Johnny Holland for the Packers. Mark Carrier for that one's in much better condition for the Bucks. Guy McIntyre for the 49ers. Steve DeBerg, team MVP. Then we have Al Toon for the Jets. Ricky Todd Light for the Rams. Deion Sanders for the Falcons. Tim McKyer for the Dolphins. Lomas Brown for the Lions. Bubby Brister for the Steelers. And Darrell Green for the Redskins. All right, this is the halfway point. After I do this one, we're halfway. Halfway, and we haven't really hit a card in a while for him. Ah, there's another one I used to chase. Everyone chased that card. Todd Maranovich, rookie for the Raiders. That did not pan out. All right, so let's quickly go there, then there, then there, then there, there. All right. Ronaldo Turnbull, Bo Jackson, Bob Golick, Carl Lee for the Vikings, Brian Blades for the Seahawks, Jaron Sherry for the Chiefs, Derek Fenner for the Seahawks, Ruben Mays for the Saints, Albert Bentley, team MVP for the Colts, Heath Sherman for the Eagles, and Chuck Webb, star rookie for the Packers. Green Bay Packers. All right, that was the halfway point. I feel some good things coming. I'm going to get at least 2 more of those game breakers, or 1 more and something else just as rare. Meaning, I don't know. Speaking of the devil, right there, and it's a Barry Sanders. When I was saying it, I was saying it for Stu's sake to get him another card, but the idea of me getting a Barry Sanders game breaker as well, wow. Now this one's going to be mine because you can see, I don't know if I can get it to show, but there's dots all down this. Unless that's on the, no, it's definitely on the card. So yeah, there's 2 rows of dots right down. You can kind of see it right there. But yeah, not in great condition. Gerard Bunch, Randall Cunningham, Flipper Anderson for the Rams, Keith McCants for the Bucks, Pat Swilling, team MVP for the Saints, Jay Novacek for the Cowboys, Barry Sanders, that is one of the ones, 444, that is one of the ones he wants. All right, at least we got him a Barry Sanders. Got him a Barry Sanders. Now that I think about it, I might have gotten him a Dan Marino, and I forgot that I was collecting Dan Marino for him. Maybe I put it over here. I know I got a Dan Marino team MVP and several of the Dan Marino. Maybe it's a Steve Young I'm thinking of. I guess not. I guess not. All right. Deion Sanders, yeah. Oh, yeah, Dan Marino team MVP, but not a base. Okay. Thinking of the team MVP, and I'm thinking about the Steve Young base. So let's do this. We got Brent Williams for the Patriots, Ron Heller for the Eagles, Reggie White for the Eagles. That's got a line across this way. Harvey Williams, rookie for the Chiefs, Dennis Gentry for the Bears. Star rookie Alvin Harper. We've done that already. And Ickey Woods doing the Ickey Shuffle. Anthony Carter, wide receiver for the Vikings. Lewis Billups for the Bengals. John Stevens, team MVP for the Patriots. Ben Smith for the Eagles. Dave Meggett for the Giants. Ronnie Harmon for the Chargers. Rodney Hampton for the Giants. Mark Collins for the Giants. Bruce Pickens, Falcons rookie. And Vince Buck, cornerback for the Saints. All right, come on, hit something else. Last time I said that we hit a Sanders. Let's hit another one. We need a game breaker right here. Not nearly enough game breakers. Both times I hit a game breaker, it was the first card in the pack. So I wonder if they're always the first card in the pack. All right. Well, he got definitely got a couple cards in this pack. That's a good thing. All right, here you go, Sugar. Good one for you. Pat Beach for the Colts. Pepper Johnson for the Giants. Chris Spielman for the Lions. Chris Dolman for the Vikings. Nick Lowry, season's leaders. Emmitt Smith, 172. Yep. Floyd Dixon for the Falcons. Mark Carrier for the Bucks. Mark Jackson for the Broncos. Rod Woodson for the Steelers. Hassan Jones for the Vikings. And Joe Montana with a line down the middle again. Every single one of the Joe Montanas. Let's see if I can show it again. I don't want to. There you go. Right there. You can see that line right down the middle. Let's see. How's this Emmitt? This Emmitt's in good condition. It's a good Emmitt. Wouldn't mind pulling another Emmitt. All right. So no Ricky, no Brett yet. Joe Montana, we got one, but it's damaged. No Elway. We got the Emmitt. No Dano. We got the Barry, and no Emmitt MVP. But we got a Barry Sanders game breaker. We're about halfway. Little over halfway done, and we got about half of the cards he wanted. So we're doing not too bad. And I don't know if that showed on camera, but we got something else coming in this pack. So all right, let's see. We got that. We got these two go this way and then go this way. This one just goes this way. That flips over. That flips over. And that flips over like that. All right. So we got Mike Munchak for the Oilers. Kevin Fagan for the Giants. Merv Fernandez for the Raiders. Vinny Testaverde for the Buccaneers. Season leader Jerry Rice. Mark Clayton for the Dolphins. Ricky Jackson for the Saints. Bobby Brister for the Steelers. Ronaldo Turnbull for the Saints. Keith Sims for the Dolphins. Tommy Keane for the Seahawks. And for the second pack in a row, a line down the middle. Again, on every single one of the Joe Montana cards. There it is. And guys, it's not like it's noticeable. This corner's not that good condition either. It's not like the line's all that noticeable. But if you were to send it in to get graded, not that you're going to send it in to get graded. It's just a Joe Montana subset. But if you were, it'd take the card down significantly. All right, back to where were we? Sorry, guy, I was taking care of some nonsense. Someone came in the chat and decided to advertise their self. All right, we got. Let's just do some card organizing first. All right, here we go. We got Wayne Haddix for the Buccaneers, Brian Blades for the Seahawks, Broderick Thomas, linebacker for the Bucks, Ron Hall for the Buccaneers, Christian Okoye for the Chiefs, Brett Perriman for the Saints, Fred Young for the Colts, Drew Hill for the Oilers, Fred Strickland for the Rams, Barry Sanders season leaders, Sean Collins for the Falcons, and Chris Duncan for the Oilers. All right. All right, so we got Stephon Page for the Chiefs, who is one of their best receivers, I guess, because he's on the air threats or whatever those cards are called. Eugene Lockhart for the Cowboys, Kevin Fagan for the 49ers. We got a checklist, Don Majowski for the Packers, Anthony Carter for the Vikings, Ken Norton for the Cowboys, Tommy Hudson for the Patriots, Dwayne Bickett, linebacker for the Colts. We got a checklist, a Mark Duper for the Dolphins, and a Jerry Rice for the 49ers. That one's got a little line. Not nearly as bad as the other ones, but still there. All right, we've got Dalton Hillard for the Saints, Rod Bernstein for the Chargers, Flipper Anderson for the Rams, Paul Gruber for the Buccaneers, Jacob Green for the Seahawks, Chris Carter for the Vikings, Dwayne Bickett for the Colts, Hayward Jeffries for the Oilers, Marcus Dupree for the Rams, Stephon Page for the Chiefs, Doug Whittle for the Broncos, and Brett Perriman for the Saints. All right, final pack of this stack, and then we're in the final 25%. Okay, starting with Jeff Herod for the Colts, Christian Okoye for the Chiefs, Tommy Aggie for the Cowboys, Dennis Smith for the Broncos, Ernest Biner, team MVP for the Redskins. We got a Jerry Rice, Freddie Joe Nunn for the Cardinals, Brian Noble for the Packers, Jerry Robinson for the Raiders, Danny Stubbs for the Cowboys, Freddie Young for the Colts, and Tony Page for the Dolphins. All right, final stack, and we're getting a little worried. We're not going to get a couple of these cards that we want to get, especially the Brett Favre. Brett Favre. I was hoping for 2. Now I'm just hoping 1. Now let's just get him 1. All right, Roy Green, Jeff Herod, John Taylor, Keith Millard, Hobie Brenner, Johnny Johnson, team MVP, Phil Simms for the Giants, David Treadwell for the Broncos, Lemuel Stinson for the Bears, Pat Terrell for the Rams, Bruce Smith for the Bills, and Dan Marino. There's our base Dan Marino card. Got him base Dan, so that's good. It's one of the ones I was hoping for. But at least we got it for him. We got Gary Anderson for the Bucks. Joe Montana. There it is, and that's in much better condition. There we go. Good. He got the 3 times card. The rest of it doesn't matter. I mean, I hope to get him more stuff, obviously. But there was just something hurting about the fact that we got him this card, and it was so damaged. Now that we got that, I don't feel nearly as bad. Vance Johnson for the Broncos, Reggie Langhorne for the Browns, Tony Epps for the Falcons. We got Randall Cunningham, team MVP, Pete Holohan for the Rams, Andy Heck for the Seahawks, Dave Wyman for the Seahawks, Calvin Williams for the Eagles, Joey Browner for the Vikings, and Andre Rison for the Falcons. All right, guys, 5 packs to go, 6 packs to go, and this point doesn't really matter if there's anything in them. I'm happy. Happy for Stu at this point. We got Rich Camarillo for the Cardinals, Pat Terrell for the Rams, Brian Hinkle for the Steelers, James Francis for the Bengals, Sam Mills for the Saints, team MVP Dennis Byrd for the Jets, Pepper Johnson for the Giants, Don Griffin for the 49ers, Lee Williams for the Chargers, got Sammy Smith for the Dolphins, Jarvis Williams for the Dolphins, and Emmitt Smith. Look at that, I did get one. We will put it over here so we can check which one's in better condition. And then I will take the less condition one. All right. I wouldn't mind. I said 2 more game breakers, though, and we only got 1, and it wasn't even 1 for him. It was a dupe, so wouldn't mind pulling him at least 1 more game breaker. All right, we got JoJo Townsell, Steve Richard for the Falcons, Anthony Tooney for the Eagles. We got Trace Armstrong for the Bears, Dwayne Harper for the Seahawks, Jackie Slater for the Rams, Otis Anderson for the Giants, Felix Wright for the Browns, Chris Hinton for the Falcons, Art Monk for the Redskins, Joey Browner for the Vikings, and Mark Bortz for the Bears. All right, starting with William White for the Lions, Dave Craig for the Seahawks, Jim Jensen for the Dolphins, Junior Seau. That's a rookie, unless he got a rookie for being drafted the year before, but that does have a rookie stat line there. So, very nice. Chet Brooks for the 49ers, Stephen Baker for the Giants, Pat Swilling for the Saints team MVP, Steve Walsh for the Saints, Neil Anderson for the Bears, John Elway for the Broncos, and that one's in good condition, Jarvis Williams for the Dolphins, and Joe Montana. And again, there's a line right down the middle of it. It's almost like I don't even understand how they can all be like that. But we got him in Elway. That's another one. Didn't get him either of the rookies yet. We didn't get him Ricky Waters, and we didn't get him Brett Favre. But now we've got him the Montana, the Elway, the Emmett, the Marino, the Barry. We didn't get him the Emmitt Smith MVP. But of the base cards he was looking for, two rookies, and the Emmitt Smith MVP are the ones we haven't hit him with yet. 3 packs left, guys. This is what we call the home stretch. Isaac Holt for the Cowboys, Clarence Verdon for the Colts, Drew Hill for the Oilers, John Roper for the Bears, Cortez Kennedy for the Seahawks, Frank Cornish for the Chargers, John Stevens for the team MVP for the Patriots, Simon Fletcher for the Broncos, Jim Jensen for the Miami Dolphins, Dexter Carter for the 49ers, JoJo Townsend for the Jets, and Eddie Brown for the Bengals. That was a pretty uneventful pack. Second to last pack. Dennis Byrd for the Jets. Tim Rosenbach for the Cardinals. Hayward Jeffries for the Oilers. Herschel Walker for the Vikings. Bruce Hill for the Buccaneers. Terrence Mathis for the Jets. Team MVP Dan Marino. That's a dupe. Ardrey Bruce for the Falcons. Sammy Smith for the Dolphins. Keith Jackson for the Eagles. Isaac Holt for the Cowboys. And football hero Joe Montana. And as you can see, right there, the line exists on every one of the Joe Montanas. It's not like bent like a card bent. It's bent like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like there was a stack, like they took the cards and they stacked a bunch of cards on it like this, and it's just the pressure of the cards caused a little bit of a line. Is you know. All right. Last pack. Now remember, there are 2 more packs coming to you live on Instagram going forward soon. check that out there. We got Percy Snow for the Chiefs, Albert Bentley for the Colts, Craig Hayward for the Saints, Thurman Thomas for the Bills, Doug Whittle for the Broncos, John Alt for the Chiefs, Eric Metcalf, team MVP for the Browns, Paul Farron for the Browns, Eric Martin for the Saints, Gil Bird for the Chargers, Scott Case for the Falcons, and Courtney Hall for the Chargers. All right, guys. That is it. We did get quite a few of the cards he wanted. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Joe Montana sets. For his base, we got Elway, Emmett, Marino, and Barry, which means we missed... Nope, that's it. And then we got Joe Montana. We got a second Elway. We'll give him the best one of that. We got Joe Montana, and then we got the really bad Joe Montana times 3. We got 2 of those. So at least we got a double of that. Really what we missed out on was the Brett Favre. The Ricky Waters he didn't get. He didn't get the Emmitt Smith MVP. He didn't get any of the promos. And he only got 1 game day because the second one is the same card. 2 game days, both Barry Sanders. So, still a very successful break. I feel like if there was a set, and I've said this before, and there are other sets that I wouldn't mind doing the same box again, but if there was a set that I'd want to do again, a box that I'd want to do again, this is one of them. The chance of getting a couple more game breakers that aren't these. I know I have one Ernest Biner from back in the days, but it's in terrible condition. But chance of getting more game breakers for him would be great. The chance of getting some more Joe Montanas, especially if we get into the box and none of them had the line through it, and it's kind of like I want to do it just to see if it was something across the set or if we just got a box that came off the line badly. So I wouldn't mind doing this again on Wednesday, episode 2730. But that's in the future. For now, that's not a bad haul for him. Definitely not a bad haul for me either. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out. Thanks for coming in and checking it out live if you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, then make sure you check out some of our previous episodes if you liked it. Click the like and subscribe if you liked it. It helps in the analytics. And check out the next episode. The next episode, we will be doing the 1988 Score Baseball. We got some cards on the bottom there too. I got to remember that. But Score Baseball, this is the first ever Score set. I remember this one very, very, I'm going to say fondly, but really it's not. It is one of the cheapest, worst sets ever made. And yet, just because of that was the time I really started, 1988, I have a weird love for that set. So that'll be next week, episode 18. We'll see you there. Join us.